What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another review, and I am so excited for today's review. We're actually taking out a brand new Civic Type R, and this is the Sonic Gray Pearl, and it is a color option that I've never seen in person, and I am so excited to have the opportunity to review this beast. So, as some of you guys know, I drove a Focus RS before. This is a direct competitor with the Focus RS, so I'm really excited to see what this car can do and how it compares to the Focus RS. So let's take this out on a drive and see how it goes. All right, so setting off in the 2019 Civic Type R, this car is so smooth. It's only been like 2 minutes since I've been in it. I fit in the seat so nice. I'm a bigger guy. You guys know I'm about 6'4", 220 pounds, and I fit in this car beautifully. These seats are absolutely gorgeous. They're a cloth, and this Civic Type R does a beautiful job of holding you in place. It's incredibly bolstered, probably more aggressive than my Focus RS that I used to own, but it's even comfier. Now, the shifter on this car is very smooth as well. It's very buttery, very smooth, and one of the easiest cars that I've ever gotten into and driven. I mean, I've only driven the car 5 minutes now. It's gonna be a broad claim, but I think I already like the way this car feels more than the Focus RS. This car isn't stock. It actually has a Remus exhaust that he just got installed yesterday. So it sounds really good. It's not drony. Now, it's just loud enough to where it's not obnoxious, but you can enjoy the sounds, the cracks, and the burbles that this motor produces. Now, if you guys haven't seen my previous video against the Civic Type R versus the Focus RS, go right up here and click on that video, because the race was way closer than I thought it was gonna be, and the Civic Type R is no slouch. My RS had a stage 1 tune on it and was a little bit faster. The RS is a very torquey car down low, so off the line the RS did pull, but you could tell up top the Civic Type R had a lot more power and wanted to pull a lot harder. 3. Now, this car has comfort mode and it has R mode. I'm in R mode right now, and a lot of people have complained that the suspension is too aggressive and too stiff, but it's smoother than my RS was in normal mode. This car rides so comfortably. Now, after riding in this car for just a few minutes, the suspension is so much comfier than the Focus RS. So if you guys have been wondering, how does the Focus RS compare to the Civic Type R in terms of comfortability, it's night and day. This car rides so smooth, and the seats are so much more comfy. My lower back feels better, the bolsters feel better. So if you want a car that's an animal on the track and on the street, I think the Civic Type R is a great option. Let's talk about the color of this paint. This is the Sonic Gray Pearl, and they started making it in 2019. This is the first Sonic Gray Pearl that I have ever seen on a Civic Type R, and by far it is my favorite color. It's just subtle enough to where it's not in your face or obnoxious, but it looks so gorgeous and almost changes colors in sunlight. So if you're getting a Civic Type R, I highly recommend this color. And looking in the rear view and seeing that big wing is just beautiful. Now the looks on the Civic Type R are very controversial. Some people love them, some people hate them. The front end on this car is the best looking front end out of any hot hatch on the market currently. The RS looks good. Golf R, I'm not a huge fan of. STIs or STIs, and they're everywhere, and they look decent, but the front end on this car is so aggressive, so mean looking, and I love the headlight design and the layout. Now the rear view is kind of a toss-up. I really like the big wing on it, but without the wing, I think the rear end just looks a little funky. And the amount of looks and stares you get while you're driving this thing, whether they're good or bad, you get a lot of looks. From the cinematics, you guys probably saw the red carbon fiber on the dash and some of the inserts. Now the owner actually put that on and he ordered it from, I believe, the UK, and it is real carbon fiber. So unlike what comes on the Civic Type R stock, he put these red and black carbon fiber overlays and it looks gorgeous. It really makes this interior pop and it matches the seats and everything else beautifully. Now to give you guys a few more rundowns on the interior, you have a nice touch display over here. And unlike the 2017 and the 2018s, instead of having the volume knob on the actual screen, you actually have a physical button that you can turn now to turn up the volume. This thing rips. So what's really interesting to me is I had a Fiesta ST that had a lot of torque steer, and this does not. This car does come with an LSD, which is definitely gonna help put the power down. You can sort of feel the wheel wanting to pull you in a different direction, but the car just settles itself so nicely and just continues to pull in a straight line. There's really no torque steer, nothing too crazy. And I just reviewed new Civic Si, and those come with the 1.5 liter turbo, and this is a 2 liter. So I'm really used to the Evo, which is kind of scary fast. This isn't, I wouldn't say crazy fast, but it definitely is very peppy and more power than you really ever need on the street. I love the way this thing sounds. I love the way it drives. Suspension is over in R mode, and you really can't, I mean, you can sort of feel the bumps, but it's not bad at all. This car also comes with Brembos, and they are super touchy. Like, you hit the brakes and, I mean, immediately you're thrown forward. They are very, very grabby, and you really don't have to push the pedal down very far to have any sort of brake feel. Now, another thing about the looks, some people hate the way the 20-inch wheels look on the Civic Type R, but I think they look really good. I guess they bend very, very easily. Now, it doesn't quite fill out the wheel arches like I'd want it to, but I think with a little bit different offset wheels, you would have great fitment, and the Civic Type R would look incredible. Right, so we're in second gear, we're gonna punch it a little bit. And it revs out to almost 7 grand. I love that. That is so sweet. You can already tell this car from a daily driver perspective is gonna be night and day better than the Focus RS was. The Focus RS was very bumpy, very brutal around town. It was great on the racetrack, but I mean, how often are you taking a car to the racetrack? So we're sitting at 4,500 RPM. Oh, that is so fun. I love this car. It's so peppy. I love it. A little bit of turbo lag, but nothing too bad. We're on a bumpy road. Honestly, when you hit bumps, like, it's not that bad at all in this thing. I'm so used to my RS where it was like your spine would go through your kidneys every time you'd hit a bump. And this is beautiful. I mean, the ride quality is perfect. I'm sure if I put it down here into comfort mode, let's see how that goes. You can immediately tell the throttle response dies just a little bit. Another cool feature of this car is up here in the left hand corner of the screen, it actually tells you what gear you're in. So when you go from second to third, it actually says second to third. Kind of nice, kind of a nice little feature of this. Yeah, comfort mode is super plush. All right, enough of that comfort mode. Let's put it back into sport, and we're actually gonna run through some canyons and see how this thing handles. This car also has auto rev matching, which is one of the coolest features that I've ever experienced on a car. You go from third to second and it literally blips the throttle for you. That is one of the coolest features that I've ever experienced on a car. And now we get to go test it because we're hitting some back roads. That is so fun. I love the way this car accelerates, and it's so smooth. You can't really hear much. There's not a lot of road noise. I mean, there's a little bit of road noise. You guys will probably hear that through the camera, but it's honestly not bad at all. So we're in fifth. I'm gonna go down to fourth and see if it rev matches for me. That is so sweet. All right, now third. Oh my gosh, it does it for you. If you're not good at heel towing like me, this is beautiful. Yeah, you put your foot in it and it just hooks out of corners. That is so nice. Oh, I tried to rev match. Oh, it did it for me. It does it for me, Adam. Stop trying to do it yourself. Take some corners. This thing hooks. Oh my gosh, it hooks, rips, and grips. Oh, this car is, it doesn't feel front wheel drive. That's the crazy thing. You get no torque steer. You come out of a corner and it just pulls right away. I mean, even through the corner, you don't feel the tires losing traction. It just kind of grips and goes. Oh, this is the best road to have a Civic Type R on. Oh, this is fun. Wow, it's so flat through the corners. No body roll at all. I can't even imagine this thing with some coilovers. You get to the straightaway and she boogies. Back down to third, rev matches for you. This thing rips. Now, I'm not taking it as fast as I would if it was my car, just because it's not mine, but it is so beautiful through the corners. This thing is sick. I don't know, comparing it to the Focus RS, I think it's a little bit smoother on roads like this. I mean, the Focus RS was very torquey, really punchy out of the corners, but I want to say this has way less body roll than my Focus RS did, because obviously I've ran the same road in the Focus RS, and it doesn't have anywhere near the amount of body roll, and it just, you put your foot in it and it comes right out of corners. Back down into third, rev matches. Hooks and rip. Man, this car is quick. I love the way this car drives. Oh, this is a beast of a car. I love that auto rev matching feature, especially from a daily driver perspective. If you did want a car that rev matches for you, just, I mean, when you're not on the racetrack, because I know you can turn it on and off, but it's such a nice feature. The craziest thing is that this is stock suspension, so it handles this well on stock suspension. That is such a good car. I've always heard these cars really shine on the racetrack and on back curvy roads, and that couldn't be more true. These cars are meant to be on back roads and on the track. And it's a Honda, so you get insane reliability for the price. Now, a lot of dealers, the crappy thing about these cars is that a lot of dealers tried to mark these up $5,000 to $10,000. $5,000 to $10,000 over what these cars already cost. These cars are already $35,000 cars, so to spend $40,000 to $45,000, some dealerships have even sold these for upwards of $50,000 when they came out. Now, $50K for this car, I don't think it's worth it. Now, for $35,000, I think this is a lot of car. Now, some people out there are like, why would you spend even $35,000 on a Honda? Well, this is no ordinary Honda. It's a Type R. I mean, it's a car that they finally brought back to the United States, and since the S2000s, there hasn't been anything similar to it. And it's got a K20, so if you did want to build this motor and or slap a bigger turbo to it, you could do it and make insane amounts of power. But I think the power level of this car from the factory is perfect. Now, this is coming from somebody who owns a 450 wheel horsepower Evo, has driven a Focus RS. I would take this every single day over a Focus RS. It drives better, it handles better. The power delivery is a little bit smoother than the Focus RS. In just terms of daily drivability, it's just so much nicer. Can't get over that auto rev matching feature. That is so nice. Like, my instincts wants to hit the gas, but then it's just like, no, it's gonna rev match for you. The 9 and 3 notches on this car are absolutely perfect. I'm not a huge fan when companies wrap the steering wheels in Alcantara because it wears out over time. This is leather, it'll never wear out, and it is super sticky, very comfortable. What do you guys think? Could you see me driving a Civic Type R as a daily / fun car? I think it'd be really fun to get one and mod it and see what kind of power these things can make. So if you guys want to see a Civic Type R on the channel, let me know down in the comments below. What do you like better, the Focus RS or the Civic Type R? If there's anything that I forgot to mention about the Civic Type R, please let me know down in the comments below. What do you guys think of the Civic Type R? Do you guys want one? Do you like them? Would you drive one? I'm so excited to be able to film and review cool cars. So if you guys have a cool car out there that I can film or review and you're local to the Colorado Springs area, shoot me a message on Instagram and maybe we can set something up. Give you guys a brief little summary. It handles well, power delivery is great, doesn't have much torque steer at all. All around, it's a better car than the Focus RS was in terms of reliability, daily drivability, and a car that you can be comfortable on the road and then take out to the racetrack and have just as much fun. So Focus RS versus Civic Type R, I would take the Civic Type R all day long. Forgot to mention, this car does have a Stage 1 tune from K-Tune, and it also has a Remus exhaust, and sounds gorgeous. Forgot to mention to you guys, this car also has a stage 1 tune from K-Tune. He is putting an intake on it soon, but they were back ordered, so it wasn't installed just yet. But that will be coming very, very soon. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video and review on the Civic Type R and you want to see more reviews here on the channel, please let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you smash that like button. Follow me on Instagram to stay up to date on my Evo build and all the reviews that I'm filming. And I will see you guys in the next video.
Today I'm just a traveler.